is July 3rd. Let's see if we can pan out. July 3rd, 2022. And Michele and I are on the Dutch Apple cruise, sightseeing cruise. We're making our way back to Albany. We had a little vacation. See the city in the background there. It's a beautiful day. Having a lot of fun. We had a wonderful Shabbat with the people in Albany. And now we're going to make our way to our Airbnb in Troy. Zoom in a little of the city here. Oh, that's a big close-up of Michele. That's mixing the port. That's the city in the background. Yeah, a lot of fun. All right, more to come. Still July 3rd, 2022. One of the more interesting buildings in Albany is this U-Haul Center, which, as you see at the top, actually has a truck. A real truck somehow on top of the building. Michele thinks that a crane was used. I think it was done by helicopter. Either way, still a very interesting sight. As you see that truck over there. It's a beautiful day, thank God, and we're having a lot of fun. It's going to be a destroyer escort coming up soon called the USS Slater. I think we'll get that in this video, and then we're about to dock. Yeah, there's Dutch Apple Cruises. They're coming into our dock. The Slater should be coming into view now. There it is. Yep. Here it comes. Last destroyer escorts on the water. Okay, time to go back to the dock. Big building. Today is still July 3rd, 2022, and Michele and I are taking a tour of the restored Schuyler Mansion. Major General Philip Schuyler, very controversial figure in American history, but one very nice house. This is the dining room. And, sorry. This side we have the library. Here's the main staircase. Okay. It's still July 3rd, 2022, and we're on the second floor now of the Schuyler Mansion. This is the green bedchamber. Just zoom just a little. There we go. That's good. Case on the phone creates that black space. Some garments reused, and this table here. What a room. We got on the other side. This is the yellow bedchamber. obviously. So, I don't know. It's a quick video of the blue chamber. And last but not least, the blue bed chamber here. Okay. And still July 3rd, 2022. This is the outside of the Schuyler Mansion. We just finished our tour of it. And Michelle and I are just taking a little break, sitting on a bench, enjoying the beautiful weather, absolutely beautiful weather today. As we're getting ready for a big day tomorrow, the July 4th, we're going to be going to this Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts, and then potentially the Bridge of Flowers in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. We have enough time for that. And then at night we have a minor league baseball game that we're going to. So beautiful grounds here. This used to be the courtyard area where they had a kitchen, really a butchery, and also the necessary house, which was the outhouse at the time, a more civilized name for it. Okay, now I think we're going to go and check into our B&B, or Airbnb, I should say, and that's where the tour starts over there as the visitor house. The end of July 3rd, 2022. Well, still actually on the secular day, another 4 or 5 hours. It's about 8:05 on July 3rd, 2022, and Michelle and I are at Cohoes Falls, which is the second largest waterfall in New York State after Niagara Falls. It's a source of hydroelectric power and what else. So we're here capping off the first full day that's not Shabbat of our vacation. Move in a little. Pan in. Alright, so far having a lot of fun. Today is July 4th, 2022, and Michelle and I are at the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. We're looking down on the second floor of the building, which is in the shape of a big basketball, and there's a whole set of basketball courts where people can try their hand at doing NBA moves. Very interesting building. Michelle is enthralled by this. All these different players in the college section, I think, right now. Somewhere back, there it is. This is a how do you measure up sign with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Probably mispronounced that, but not easy to pronounce one way or another. Zoom in on that a little bit more. Yeah, as you see, this guy is huge. They have WNBA players here also. It's Leslie Sparks. Okay. Having a lot of fun. So as you see, September 9th to 10th this year is the date for the induction of the next class. Alright, more to come later. Today again is July 4th, 2022, and Michelle and I are standing in the National Basketball Hall of Fame, Hall of Honor. This is the place where they have all of the players recognized. Various monitors and what else. Not as expansive as the Shrine Hall in Hall of Busts in Canton for the Football Hall of Fame, but still a nice presentation. And here's the listing of all the various players who have been admitted to the Hall of Fame. Okay. Having a fun time. Looking forward to the baseball game tonight. See some of the great coaches, Pat Summit, women's basketball. Okay. Today is still July 4th, 2022, and it's about 4 o'clock. Michelle and I are standing in Shelburne, Massachusetts at the Bridge of Flowers. That's not the bridge in front of you. It's actually, so I passed by Michelle's head there. Over here, it's a footpath, which is a bridge actually in and of itself. Where people walk, and there's all these beautiful flowers. Very nice and creative. Very nice garden. And we're stopped here on the way back from the National Basketball Hall of Fame. We get to, there you see it, towns of Buckland and Shelburne. To take a little break on our way back to the Albany area. Tonight we're going to be seeing a baseball game involving the Tri-Valley City baseball team. I think it's the Cats, the Tri-Valley Cats against the Ottawa Titans, minor league teams. So, do you want to say something? Nope. Okay. Beautiful weather. Just get a quick view of the river here before I turn the video off. Okay, back to Albany. Still July 4th, 2022. Here's a quick view of the Bridge of Flowers, now that we're not on it, from another bridge which is adjoining it. See that bridge over here. Alright, time to catch up to Michelle. She's moving ahead. Today is July 4th, 2022, still July 4th. Michelle and I are at a Valley Cats Titans minor league baseball game in Troy, New York. The Valley Cats being the home team. And Titans from Ottawa. Great seats. And, one second. Person just got out. And we're right near the visitors' dugout. Bless you, sweetie. I'm seeing the American flag. All right, at it first. Today is July 5th, 2022, and Michelle and I are standing in the entranceway to the state capitol in Albany. See there, we're online for the tour here. There's some pictures of very famous people, George Washington. There's a bust of Christopher Columbus in the back. There's a picture there of the Marquis de Lafayette. And you can see this plaque dedicated to many famous women in New York state history and American history. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Susan B. Anthony are on there. A beautiful building. And You've been having a great time. After this, we probably will pay a visit to the Court of Appeals, and then it's back home. Okay.
So in the year 2000, we begin one of the largest restoration efforts this building has ever seen. That includes removing the extra floor, replacing the skylight. There's just one more. Nobody bothered to take a picture of it before they painted it black. So we have no idea what our original skylight was. There is no photos, there is no sketches, there's no notes, there's not even a vague description in the newspaper of what this original skylight looked like. So this is our best guess. Leopold Eggers had worked in many other buildings in the city of Albany while he was constructing this staircase. Those buildings do have staircases.
Still July 5th, 2022. We're on a tour of the state capitol in Albany. This is the skylight we saw from before. Below.
All right, so I do want to discuss some of the stone here going towards the back. Whenever you see this sort of red looking stone, it's a red Horseville Scottish sandstone. It was the original stone that was chosen for the building, mostly because of how easy it is to carve. This is 1867. There's no power. That means that this entire building is carved by hand. But that's not the impressive part. The impressive part is that it's entirely carved. So what that means is you gotta do your carving. You gotta get those arches up there on your first floor. You better hope this gets it. This is before ocean waterways.
This is the Senate chamber. State Capitol, Albany. July 5th, 2022.
So welcome to the New York State Senate. So New York's government is considered bicameral. Now what that means is that we have two houses. So when you think of the New York State government, the best thing to do is to compare it to the federal government. That's basically got the same idea. Now the Senate is considered the upper house of New York government.
And here we have the Assembly. New York State Capitol again, July 5th, 2022.
Now, just as the Senate is the upper house of our government, this is the lower house. Once again, we don't use the terminology. Well, you might hear the Assembly referred to at times as the House of the People. That is because we have 150 Assembly members. That number has not changed since 1777. We've always had 150. That means that when they're designing this room, they know exactly who they need to design it for, which is why this is the largest room in the building. And who better to design the largest room in the building than the guy who likes building cathedrals? Just as H.H. Richardson also did staircase. Now, as I mentioned, H.H. Richardson passes away during construction of the building, so he never sees his staircase to completion. So it's up to Isaac Terry to finish the job. And as I'm sure you can see, Isaac Terry had a small obsession with his stonework. For this staircase alone, there are estimates of around 400 to 500 different stone carvers that worked on the staircase alone. They will be given 2 instructions. That's it. You are to carve 77 famous faces into the staircase. That's your legislative request. And you are never to do the same thing. From sliding into the Hudson River is the 77 steps that they themselves are currently sliding down. And when the ceiling of your assembly chamber decides it needs to fall down and actually meet the assemblymen who are working in there, we decided the building might be a bit structurally unstable. And so we decided not to put the tower on top, saying that we will leave it for a future generation to decide. Well, if that's indeed what they said, we did indeed decide. So what are we then going to use this space for? It's a big empty space. I'm actually going to put that question to you folks. How would you use this space for? Any idea? Ignore what they do.
For sky.
Skylight. Okay, sure. We're on the second floor. There might be a bit difficult, but that's an idea. Anyone else? You have the same gold leaf, even though it has a red tint painted onto the background to keep in line with the red room. The carpet and the drapes also at one point were red to match. Sorry, I forgot to mention what this room is. How silly of me. This is the governor's office.
What was this?
Well, technically it's the official office, the formal office. The working office is actually around the corner. It was moved over there by Governor Nelson Rockefeller because he wanted to oversee the construction of his Empire State Plaza. This is the one time a corner office doesn't give you the best view. And so now today we use it mostly for press conferences, for briefings. If you were paying attention during the early 2020s when the daily COVID briefings were happening here in New York, you might recognize the view. Now, I do have one story to share with you about this, the last story. As mentioned, FDR was governor of New York.
Today is still July 5th, 2022, and we are in the Hall of Governors. There are portraits of all of New York's famous governors. Just doing the modern ones here. Here's Pataki and Patterson. That's what they're currently up to. Okay. It is still July 5th, 2022. Rain is starting to come down. Just wanted to take a quick video of the outside of the Capitol building. Is video Wi-Fi? Yeah. And we just finished a tour here and lunch, and now we're going to be heading over to the Court of Appeals. Some of the other buildings. It's the State Education Building over here. Yeah, I hear you. And some big building over here. I don't know if that's part of the Court of Appeals and what else. And somewhere I think the Appellate Division is over here as well. All right, it is starting to pour, so we better get in. Well, today's July 5th again, 2022. The Court of Appeals is unfortunately closed until September to hearing cases, and their term starts up again. So they don't offer tours or even any sort of admission into the courtroom. I did try to ask to use my secure pass to get in, but unfortunately not. Nonetheless, now I can say at least I've been here. Court of Appeals of the State of New York. See it over here. And there's a fine officers that I was speaking with earlier. And I think that might be the Albany Supreme Court building. All right, it's starting to rain anyway, so maybe we'll take a quick tour of the New York State Bar Association before we head out. And that's it from Albany. And our final video from Albany. It's July 5th, 2022, and we're standing right after a big rainstorm outside of the Capitol, the I Love New York sign there. I'll do a quick pan around of all the government buildings and what is there's Michele getting herself out of the shot, the State Mall, I guess is the best way of describing this. Had a big 4th of July concert here last night. We were at the game, the baseball game, which was very entertaining. 7-6 victory in favor of the Tri-City Valley Cats, this local baseball team. And you're seeing some of the buildings they have, agency buildings. And that was the venue of the July 4th concert. There's a big American flag there earlier. I guess they're taking it down. And finally, there's a weird building here, the Egg. That's not it. I'll show it to you in a second. This is it. The Egg is apparently a performing arts center of some sort. You see the Egg? And you had a really nice time here. To come back in September to actually see the Court of Appeals in action, and that is the Appellate Division. And we've come full circle. So, that's it. I love New York. We love New York. Time to go back home to downstate New York. Signing off.